Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week, courtesy of my friends from Mitsubishi Canada and the Lozier Mitsubishi Group, I've been behind the wheel of this RVR, also referred to as the Outlander Sport in the US. And this week, as I take you for a walk around and speak about things like pricing, towing, cargo space, and passenger comfort, I'm also going to offer you more than a few competitor comparisons. And wait until you guys hear about how I was able to achieve the best fuel economy of any subcompact crossover I've reviewed so far this year. Now do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because this review starts right now. This Mitsubishi RVR Outlander Sport you're looking at receives styling and technology updates in 2024, which all carry over into 2025. As seen, this GT trim or SEL trim in the US is covered in the white diamond premium paint finish and equipped with 18-inch alloy wheels. Up front, the automatic high beams, daytime running lights, and fog lights are all LED and standard on this trim. This competent and budget-friendly subcompact crossover is available to purchase as a front-wheel drive or with all-wheel control. MSRP pricing for my preferred all-wheel control system begins at just under $26,800 Canadian. And MSRP pricing for the Outlander Sport with, again, my preferred all-wheel control system begins at just under $24,000 US, which is very impressive. Pricing aside, this GT trim or SEL trim in the US is equipped with a larger 2.4-liter four-cylinder with a CVT transmission. This is producing, wait for it, a whopping 168 horsepower with 167 pound-feet of torque, and looks like and sounds like this from the driver's point of view when in two-wheel drive mode. Two-wheel drive mode activated. Now, let's go. Listen to that. I mean, it's 167 pound-feet of torque off the line. What were you expecting? Here's a fast fact for you. One competitor to the RVR Outlander Sport is the Mazda CX-30. Now, the Mazda CX-30 has a fuel tank size of 48 liters or 12.7 gallons. This RVR Outlander Sport model has a fuel tank size of 60 liters or 13.2 gallons. So obviously the RVR Outlander Sport has a larger fuel tank and it takes regular fuel. Whereas the Mazda CX-30 actually prefers premium fuel for its powertrain to work efficiently, or it will also take regular fuel. That aside, when it came to my fuel economy for the week in this RVR Outlander Sport, I was able to average way better fuel economy than what Mitsubishi advertises. With this RVR Outlander Sport with all-wheel control and the larger 2.4-liter engine, they advertise averages of 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 25 miles per gallon. But I was able to achieve a 7.9 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 30 miles per gallon. And how did I do that? I took advantage of my tools available. So I activated two-wheel drive mode, which is front-wheel drive. When I was on the highway, I kept my RPM below 2,000. I used cruise control at about 115 kilometers an hour, or around that 65 mile an hour marker. And keep in mind, my vehicle is empty and it wasn't windy. So, two things that were, unique to me. I got lucky with the weather and the vehicle is empty, but you have to take advantage of the tools available to you. Now, when I did have to sit in heavier traffic, I was still able to average 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers, or still essentially under 28 miles per gallon. If you do have to drive in more extreme weather, well then take advantage of four-wheel drive auto or four-wheel drive lock. This RVR Outlander Sport offers a ground clearance of 8.5 inches. The Chevy Trax, which is another competitor, offers a ground clearance of 7.3 inches. Keep that in mind if you live somewhere with extreme weather conditions. Now, my friends at the Lozier Mitsubishi Group let me know that just like the Buick Envista I reviewed, This RVR Outlander Sport also does not offer a tow rating. What it does offer is a payload capacity of 827 pounds. And that number includes the amount of weight that you can carry on top and inside with passengers and luggage. And before you go voiding your warranty, because it's the best warranty in class, and you really, really want to install that bike rack, make sure you speak to your Mitsubishi product specialist. Now, when it comes to overall cargo space, when your vehicle is equipped with a top-tier Rockford Fosgate audio sound system, which includes a 10-inch subwoofer in the rear, you receive 569 liters or 20.1 cubic feet of space with the rear seats up. Without the subwoofer, you receive 614 liters or 21.7 cubic feet of space with the rear seats up. So essentially, your cargo space increases by 45 liters or 1.6 cubic feet without the subwoofer. Other features include a cargo cover, a small storage area on the left side, and under the trunk floor, you'll find a temporary spare tire. Remember, the RVR Outlander Sport is a subcompact crossover, so rear passenger space is going to be tight. Another competitor is a Hyundai Kona. It offers slightly more space, but again, I don't want to mislead you. These vehicles are subcompact crossovers. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm only 5'3", so I still have more than enough leg space and head space available, and this front passenger seat is currently set up for somebody who's 5'11". Now, one thing I would complain about is storage, or lack thereof. So there's no side door storage pockets on either side, and there's only one pocket behind the driver's seat. Now, something I'm not going to complain about is connectivity. So this has one USB-C port and one of my preferred USB ports. And new for 2025, standard across the lineup, is a rear seat reminder sensor. This RVR GT trim, or Outlander Sport SEL in the US, offers all of my desired features that I really, really want in my vehicle. So such as a panoramic sunroof, both front seats are heated, and there's a heated steering wheel. Make sure when you're shopping in your market location, you speak to your Mitsubishi product specialist about your desired features because it switches between markets. Now I'm going to quickly cover some front passenger and driver comfort, convenience, technology before hitting the road for my final impressions, which you're definitely going to want to hear more about. So both front seats, like I mentioned, are heated, but the passenger seat is only manually operated. The driver's seat is power operated. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you're going to find your voice commands, your Bluetooth, and shortcuts for your audio sound system. On the right-hand side, you'll find your cruise control settings, and this is actually standard across the lineup, which is amazing. Moving over to the infotainment system, this has the 8-inch touchscreen. It comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It's really, really easy to use, and technically this is where I go through and show you how to deactivate and activate some of your favorite or least favorite driver assisted technology. However, Mitsubishi makes it really, really easy to do that. So over here on the far left-hand side of the dash, you actually have your shortcuts to activate or deactivate your driver assisted technology. Some of those features include, for collision warning, you have blind spot monitoring and lane departure warning. Very good. You also receive, as standard, a rear view camera. But moving back over to the infotainment system, I go through settings. There's two ways to do that. Either push the icon or just, look down below here and it says settings. Now, do you hear that beeping? If you don't like that noise, well then just go to volume and turn it off. Then, this is actually equipped with the Rockford Fosgate audio sound system, which sounds really, really good. I obviously go to sound control and then just balance out whatever you prefer when it comes to your sound. So really easy breezy. I really like the fact that the HVAC control systems are all controlled by knob or by buttons too for your heated seats. Fantastic. And for connectivity, two of my favorite, you receive two USB ports. You have one 12-volt port, and then inside your front center console, you also receive a 12-volt port. All that aside, let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final driving impressions from this past week. 2025 Mitsubishi RVR Outlander Sport with all-wheel control final impressions. And I'm going to start with the looks. Looks are subjective, so you either like it or you hate it. But I will say this, if I was purchasing this vehicle, I would purchase it in this white. I'd actually probably install some 19-inch wheels and throw on some tint, and it would look pretty cool. Or if you're in the US, you should strongly consider that rally art trim. That looks really, really cool too. But like I said, looks are subjective. Now, when it comes to the drive, when you leave it in two-wheel drive mode and you try to have a more spirited drive, well, then you do feel some of that understeer. With four-wheel auto activated, it's a little bit more well balanced, which is obvious. But no matter what, when you are having a more spirited drive, you're gonna feel more of that movement. I mean, like at the end of the day, even though this is a subcompact crossover, it is elevated, so it has some of that body roll. But I mean, by no means is it bad. What is bad, where we need to improve a lot, is noise cabin quality. So there's a lot of wind noise. So that can be improved. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're purchasing a vehicle that's under $25,000 in the US, or even under $30,000 in Canada, depending on what trim you actually choose. What I really, really like about this all-wheel control system is the fact that you can switch in between two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive auto, or four-wheel drive lock. So that's super beneficial, and I would 100% purchase one of the trims with the all-wheel control system. Also, you should check out the video that I did with the Mitsubishi Outlander, doing that a little bit off-roading. In winter driving conditions, you'll actually learn more about their all-wheel control system. It's really, really cool. Other things that I change about this vehicle is I wouldn't want the Rockford Fosgate audio sound system, even though it's really good. Instead, I would want a power liftgate. And also for my rear passengers, make it a little bit more comfortable. But again, it's all about that price point. So price point and best warranty in the segment. So, I mean, you get what you pay for, right? And this would be a very smart purchase. And again, if you want really good fuel economy like me, take advantage of your tools. Then when it comes to visibility, out the front is really, really good. You have an elevated seating position. These A-pillars are thin, so good visibility when you're making a right or a left. No blind spot when you're looking over your left shoulder, and obviously no blind spot out that C-pillar, because I mean, it's a really small vehicle. I also like the fact when it comes to driver assisted technology, you can just activate or deactivate right down here. Super fast, just like that. But guys, if you're looking for more information, make sure you look down in the description below. I try to make your purchasing experience easier for you. And while you're down there, consider subscribing, and huge shout out to Mitsubishi Canada. Thank you again. And my friends at the Lozier Mitsubishi Group. Thanks for watching.